Hey everybody, welcome back. We got some marriage proposal drama that made it to Am I the A-hole? Serving it up on a silver platter for y'all. Am I the a-hole if I tell my friend her boyfriend is planning to propose?
What is wrong with these people?
All right. You make this stop. My 27 female best friend has been dating her boyfriend, 26 male, for over 5 years. A while back, he reached out to help me figure out the ring size and setup so that he could make this the most magical day for her.
He's a keeper.
Having known my best friend for over 20 plus years, I know exactly how she wants her proposal to go and who she wants to be there. So I relayed all of this information to him months ago via text and over the phone. I even took the time to covertly find and confirm which ring she would love the most.
The biggest one.
All good things, all things a bestie should be doing. A little background. My friend is incredibly family and friend oriented, and in the past expressed to me on multiple occasions, especially during holiday season, that in the 5 years they've been together, he hasn't really made much of an effort to indoctrinate himself into her family or friendships the way she has for his. While I do generally like him, I've always felt that he is incredibly self-serving and self-focused. Recently, through a mutual friend, I found out he started a group text between his emphasis on his friends and family to set up the time and date of the proposal. He's not only excluded myself, and according to the screenshots I've seen, he's doing everything verbatim I suggested he do, but he has completely excluded her family and other close friends from the event.
Very bad feeling about this.
He's planning on only having his boys and family present for the occasion. What? And knowing my friend, this would ultimately break her heart, not being able to share this moment with her loved ones. All right, I'll let you continue, but like, it's also not necessarily your place to get involved at this stage. I got heated and called him. At first, he was dodging my questions, then just outright said, "This is my proposal, and I've spent enough time and money to choose how I do it. Just be happy for your friend. It's not like you're coming to the wedding." Wait, what? Oh, it's not like you're not coming to the wedding. Okay. This infuriated me. And to make matters worse, I ran into her mom and dad at the grocery store and subtly asked if they knew of any possibility that she was getting engaged. They were unaware. And I know for a fact my friend has told him that he needs to ask her parents for their blessing. She's somewhat traditional. Wait. He didn't ask her parents for permission? Oh, hell no. Okay, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. We don't love this. I don't like him. It's not only his proposal, it's her proposal too. My friend wears her heart on her sleeve, and I can predict how this event will go down when she sees all of his close friends and family and none of hers. Considering her previous sentiments about his lack of interest in her family/life, she will 100% see this as being hurtful and selfish, and I know she'll cry. I get that you want to protect her, but it's ultimately her choice. And if she has to go through all of that, then she has to go through it. She has to come to that conclusion on her own.
That sucks.
To make matters worse, the location of the proposal is 30 minutes from her parents' home. I don't want to get involved in a fight or reveal the surprise, but on the other hand, I feel I owe it to my lifelong friend to help her avoid being hurt and disappointed. Maybe even helping her rethink what her future would look like with someone who doesn't really appreciate what she values in life. So, am I the a-hole if I tell my friend her boyfriend is going to propose? Yes, you're not the a-hole for caring about your friend and not wanting her to be hurt. However, you can be there for her when all of this goes down, because ultimately it is her choice. And maybe she needs to go through all of this to see that maybe this boyfriend is not husband material. Edit, I didn't tell her parents. I covertly inquired if he had spoken to them yet about proposing since it's been 5 years, like in a joking way. I get that you're trying to protect her friend, but I feel like she has to go through this and see the proposal and see, how he left out, your family and stuff like that, because the fact that he doesn't think that that's important is really bad. But if you kind of like insert yourself, you're not leaving the decision up to her. Do not tell her. As much as you know her and want this proposal to go as planned, it is ultimately up to her boyfriend and how he wants to do it. If your friend is disappointed, then that can be her sign to discuss with her fiance about moving forward. It is not your place to tell her or intervene at this point. That's how I feel too. Maybe she won't react the way that you think that she will. I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's not your proposal. It's his proposal and her proposal. If she is upset, then she can come to you to discuss it with you, and you can talk to her about it then and talk her through it. But kind of giving her a heads up, it's not your place, babes. He did everything else you told him to do, but I feel like she has to know that he's, you know, he didn't get her family's permission, he didn't invite any of her friends, etc., etc. OP responds, since this is the top comment so far, I'm hoping my response here will be seen by the masses. Fellow Redditors, let me make this super clear. You convinced me tenfold not to say anything to her and to let things play out as they should. I have done the extent of what I can by reaching out to him, and he decided not to listen to me. That's on him. It's not my place to initiate a fight/problem and possibly ruin things before they even happen. Trust me when I say I'm not gonna go through with it. I see now this is 100% not my place, regardless of my loyalty and my relationship with my friend, and I would be making things far worse by interjecting myself where I have no right to be. And also the other thing too is like, he could kind of like take your words to heart, even though he was kind of a dick about it. He could take your words to heart and then he might, you know, involve everybody else for the actual proposal. I don't know. You're kind of shooting him in the foot a little bit before anything has even happened. Maybe give him the benefit of the doubt. And if your friend is upset, then you can console her.
There.
And kind of like give her a little bit of backstory about how this went behind the scenes. When my husband proposed, he was discussing and planning with my best friend to make it special. If he had some wild idea, my friend cut it and said, trust me, she will hate that. I've known her longer than you, and he insisted to her he wanted to make her happy. It was a beautiful proposal and I loved it. What is wrong with the boyfriend? You've clearly cautioned him, but he's making it about him instead of her. I'm glad you decided not to tell her. If she's disappointed in his efforts, the way you think she'll be, then she will need your support. At which point you can then give her the advice that she needs. You can be there for her.
There.
You're kind of the a-hole, my dear. Sorry to say, but you didn't go through with it, so good on you. There is an update.
Yeah, Mr. White.
To everyone who told me to keep my mouth shut, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So on Saturday, the day of the proposal, I got a call from her boyfriend. He was screaming at me, blaming me for not showing up. I was uninvited still to the proposal with her parents because she was upset they weren't there. I was fucking slack-jawed. Wait. Okay. I told him I knew this would happen, and he said verbatim, you just admitted you knew this would happen, so if you knew the whole time you actually cared about her, you would have invited them. What? That's not your responsibility, babes. That's not your fault. Oh, the gaslighting. Ooh, I don't like this man. I don't like him at all. I hope she said no. I was gobsmacked and I hung up on him. Not even an hour later, I get a call from her asking me to come to her parents. According to her, this is how the situation played out. He popped the question, she said yes, and the people he invited popped out from hiding. She was bombarded by 4 of his guy friends, his mom, dad, older brother, and his sister-in-law. His parents were holding a sign that read, welcome to the family, Mrs. Insert last name here, and this is where things go downhill. Unfortunately, you can't protect people, you can't protect your friends from things that they inevitably have to go through so that they see people's true colors, all right? Doesn't matter how many times you warn your friend about somebody or something that's about to happen, they need to go through it themselves and come to that conclusion on their own. I didn't know this before, and I thought I knew everything, but my friend doesn't want to change her last name, and she told him that repeatedly since they got together. Ooh, I don't think he's gonna like that. He sounds like the type of guy that doesn't necessarily want a marriage, he wants an ornament. And this is true in a lot of relationships. I constantly hear about like a lot of the girls and the women in my life. They lose a lot of their footing, they don't reach out to their friends as much anymore, they're not as involved in other things. Their lives revolve around their boyfriends, and it happens to a lot of women. She is an only child from a Ukrainian family, and with everything going on in Ukraine in the last year, she's doubled down. When she saw the sign, she joked Mrs. his last name. I think you mean Mrs. her last name. Everyone went silent until his mom said, well, the ring is already engraved, no changing it now? What? So wait, he literally made the decision for her? Hell no. What did I tell you? Ornament. She takes the ring off to see Mrs. his last name engraved on the band. Then she asked if her parents were coming. He gave every excuse. He didn't have their number, there were too many people there, he wanted to keep it private, and eventually said, this was my proposal to you, and now my family is your family. We can just send your parents the pictures later. Yeah! Oh, absolutely not! Oh, girl, hell no. But wait, she took the ring off and left.
Hell yeah! Come on!
Oh gosh, what a piece of work. That's when I'm assuming I got the call from him. She went straight to her parents. She asked them about the engagement. They were clueless. She then asked if I knew anything. I asked if she was in the right place. She said she was. So I told her I would answer any questions she had rather than dumping everything on her. She was upset, but thanked me. She was furious when I told her about the call from him earlier, and she said, does he really think I'm that shallow? She says it wasn't about having a perfect proposal or her parents there. It was about him making the whole thing about himself, as always. And she was done feeling ignored and belittled. So this was her breaking point. Oh gosh, see, this is what I'm saying is like, we gotta go through the rough things in life. It's part of the human experience. Nothing comes easy, and honestly, pain is all just part of it. Unfortunately, without pain, you just don't have lessons. And if it weren't for this terrible proposal, she never would have known the extent to how much he makes things about him, to how little he cared about including her family or her feelings in his decision making. She had to do it. She had to go through it. She's staying with her parents currently and has been receiving texts from him. The worst one so far is him telling her she has to pay him back for the ring and for ruining his life. Get the f out of here, man. Like, literally, get fucked, buddy. His fault for getting it engraved. Right now, all I can do is be there for her and whatever decision she makes. I will fully support because as you've all helped me realize, this isn't about me. It's about her. Not my monkey, not my service. Not your business. Mind your business. Edit. She gave him the ring back when she took it off, so she did give him the ring back. I did not mention this plan when I originally posted just in case her ex found this thread, but I can now report that we got a heads up last night that he wasn't at their apartment. So we ran over, got most of her shit, at least all the important stuff, and to those asking, no, she isn't going back to him. It's over.
Yeah! Come on!
I'm Dr. Evil. I love a happy ending. All right, we got one more, and I wouldn't be wasting y'all's time if it wasn't worth your time. Am I the a-hole for humiliating a man and his entire family when he proposed to me? I, 28 female, come from a very traditional Indian family. I left them when I came to the USA for uni because I knew that if I accepted their help in paying my fees, they would hold it against me later, and I got a part-time job along with the financial aid I was receiving. I maintained low contact and didn't visit them in person until I was 26. When they contacted me on my younger brother passing uni. For the last 2 years, I've visited them 4 times. Each time, they've been talking about marriage, although I stated very clearly that I wasn't interested. They brought up kids and how finding guys willing to marry older women was hard. Yeah. That's literally all parents. Except my mom. My mom's just like, stay single! Stay single for as long as possible. Men suck. She just wants me to die alone. Which is surprising because she's Italian, so doesn't really make sense. She likes Mike, by the way. I said, no problem, I'm child free and I don't need/want them to find a guy for me. January this year, I went to visit them and they said they had something special for me. And I would absolutely love it. The day after I reached their home, they said they would be throwing me a welcome home party. Does that include like engagement, arranged marriage as well? I thought they were trying to fix our relationship and let it be. They invited a lot of people and it obviously had been planned. An hour in, my parents introduced me to a man in his 30s and his parents. So the next thing I know, he goes down on one knee and whips out a beautiful ring. I'm surprised and angry at my parents for still trying to control my life and putting me in such a situation. I said no, but then our parents began to push my buttons and I exploded. I called him, his parents, and my parents lowlifes for trying to trick me and basically insulted their views, calling them misogynistic and disgusting. Told them to go F themselves and left. I packed my bags and went to stay at a hotel until it was time for my flight. My mom cried and begged me to stay and said they already paid for half of the dowry and a ring. Why? Why did you do that? I understand arranged marriages are still a thing, especially in India, but like, you don't live in India anymore. You live in America. You ain't a mail order bride, all right? I stopped responding to my parents' calls and texts because I was done with them. My cousins and some old friends have been telling me that I was being unfair by being so rude to the man and his parents. Thing is, they were in on it. They expected me to say yes and send me a lot of insults when I refused to reconsider.
Oh, brother.
Dude, it's not like they ever met you before, like this even matters. They were humiliated, and in their tiny group of small-minded people, my parents were being ostracized for raising a whore of a daughter. I mean, this never would have happened if they had listened to you in the first place when you said that you didn't want to get married. And if you do want to get married, it's with someone that you choose, baby girl. The man and his parents were also humiliated because they were rejected by a whore. a dirty little whore. Am I the a-hole for being so rude? I feel like I should have handled the situation more delicately rather than blowing up at all of them. I mean, we can all say that we would have handled the situation differently, but I think that if we were all in this situation, we would have been hella pissed off. Also, like, was he cute? I feel like that would affect my decision making. But no, it wouldn't, because it's like, I've never met you before. How do I know? How do I know what you're like? But I am curious, is he cute? They basically tried to force you into a public proposal and marriage without consulting you first, without you ever having met this person. And I understand that this is probably the way that, you know, their culture does things and stuff like that, but you left. You no longer want to participate in that, and that is your choice. If you were living under their roof and kind of like, no, you know what, there's literally no excuse for it, honestly. I'm trying to be understanding of people's cultures, but like, she doesn't live there anymore. She's American. America. Not the a-hole, but don't go back in case they trap you. That's concerning. Never ever go back. They do not respect you or your autonomy at all. You got things figured out for yourself and you aren't dependent on them. So just live your life on your terms and leave them and their bull back home. And that's on period. Not the a-hole, my dear. Good luck. Subscribe.